Hi, it's Terry from the Star Morning Show, and with me, I have our brand new Star 104.5 Virtual Teacher of the Week. It's Mrs. Dolezal, second grade teacher, and she is from Grace Abbott Elementary. Hello.
Good afternoon.
I see you're at school right now, it looks like.
Yes.
Well, congratulations, Mrs. Dolezal. You have been nominated, and if you're looking at the screen to my left, is Ashley Moyer and her daughter Alexis, who is right below her. Hi, guys. They're joining us. And then we have our principal, Mr. Eric Shosey. Hi, Mr. Shosey. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. This is really, really fun. This is our 20th year of doing our Teacher of the Week. And Mrs. Dolezal, I want to read part of a letter that Allison Moyer wrote and her daughter Alexis to you, okay? She says, Mother Teresa said, it's not about how much you do, but how much you love what you do and what you put into it that counts. This statement could not describe Mrs. Dolezal any better. Over the last year, she has seen our highs and lows and has continued to help my daughter persevere and rise above. With the implementation of e-learning, she is not only teaching Alexis, but now teaching me as well. And I'm proud to say that I finally learned what it means to make a TAD. I work in healthcare and am still working full-time, as is my husband, so making sure our daughter is getting the most out of her e-learning has been difficult, but Mrs. Dolezal has remained positive, understanding, and has definitely gone above and beyond. And there's more to the letter than that, but making a real difference there.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Pleasantly surprised, and you're right, I love my job. Absolutely.
Isn't it great to be able to say that too? So Alexis, what do you love most about your teacher? Okay, very cool. And Mrs. Moyer, I want to thank you for writing the letter. Anything else you want to add? Because I know as a working parent, it's got to be really hard right now. And having a great teacher probably puts you at ease quite a bit.
You know, we've been pretty fortunate. Mrs. Dolezal taught our other daughter as well, so we were pretty lucky to snag her again for second grade.
That's awesome. Okay, Mr. Shosey, are you at the school also right now?
I am, yes.
Okay.
My house is cleaner than my office, so, but I work here.
All right. So you've had Mrs. Dolezal at the school for how long now?
Well, I'm gonna guess she was here twice. I mean, this is her second tour, so to speak. I would say this time, I'm gonna guess 8 years.
I think that's correct.
Okay, and then she was gone at another building for a couple years. And then prior to that, she was here maybe 2 years part-time in a literacy interventionist. So when she left, I remember talking to her about leaving. I didn't want her to leave, I was sad. But I think he wanted to be full-time. And then when she applied to come back and teach second grade, I was excited. She still had to go through the interview process like anybody else, but her merits, her positive attitude is what allowed her to be rehired. So good job. In fact, coincidentally, I just met with her this morning for her final evaluation. And so we had a great conversation. And Mrs. Moyer, thanks for taking the time. I know a lot of people, they feel strongly about teachers or other people, but many times don't take the time to write a letter to be recognized. So thank you.
Yeah, it's one of the nicer letters we've gotten actually, and I'll make sure, Mrs. Dolezal, you get the entire letter because there's a whole lot more that she's had to say about you and how wonderful it is. Okay, so Mr. Shosey, you probably know how challenging it's been for your teachers with all these changes and for you too. What would you say has been the most challenging thing so far there at Grace Abbott Elementary?
Is that question for me or for
Dr. The principal first, and then I've got questions for you after that. So.
There's a lot that's been challenging. I think sometimes people think, well, the students aren't here, the teachers aren't here. It must be kind of like a vacation. And in many ways it's harder because I think I probably do 5 or 6 Zoom meetings a day. Some as short as this or some as long as 2 hours. And I think as the new term is Zoom fatigue, and I think,
Yes.
I think it can be very taxing, but probably the most difficult challenge is trying to help families and students that maybe don't have the technology that's needed or have lots of questions. And the questions are not easy answers and they're time consuming, but it's always good to feel like we can be of some help. But I think I probably said 2 or 3 things in that answer, but managing time, helping people. Yeah, I would say that would be a good summary.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Our listeners, and we know that this is happening, but it's great to see just what goes into it, because it's a lot more than people think. It's not just sitting in front of a computer. There's a lot that goes into it, and you've made that change very rapidly and been able to do that. So, Mrs. Dolezal, we're honoring you today. Why don't you tell us what is your biggest challenge now, having the children in the classroom? And how big is your class, by the way? How many children do you have?
23.
Oh, wow. So you've got 23 children now that aren't in your class. They're all in their separate areas. What's the biggest challenge for you to be teaching on Zoom and this e-learning that you're doing?
I think the biggest challenge is that one-to-one connection, actually that physical presence and that physical contact. I think that is probably the biggest struggle, because you can't just reach out and give them a hug. And when I recognize students, that's one thing that you do, a hug, a high five, or whatever. And so giving a virtual hug just doesn't feel the same as a real hug. So definitely that one-on-one contact for sure.
All right, and what's maybe one of the perks of teaching at home? I mean, it is a little different, I know, but there's got to be a little perk there.
Well, actually, I think a lot of my students are excelling in ways that I wouldn't have been able to tap into in the classroom. And it's just a result of their parents giving them that one-on-one attention. And, with 23 students in a classroom, you try to give each child the amount of time, that they need or deserve. And so it really is kind of eye-opening to me of some of the things that my students are capable of doing that maybe they hadn't shown me before. So I am seeing a lot of growth and that perseverance and, pushing beyond what they're used to doing and learning more.
All right. Well, how long, Mr. Shosi kind of gave me your resume for this school. How long have you been teaching total though?
This will be my 23rd year.
Wow. So let me ask you this. We always ask all of our teachers this. What do you love most about teaching?
Oh, there's so much. It is just that unending love that those students provide you every single day. You can walk in and every day they're accepting you. It's a brand new day. They're loving on you. They're listening to you. They're learning from you. It's a joy. I love my job. I mean, I cannot even, it's some nights I can't sleep. It's like having that first day of school, jitters. And that happens frequently throughout the year because I'm so excited about whatever it is that we have going on in the classroom. And that's just it. It's the kids. They just make it worthwhile. And I will say my coworkers as well. I mean, working for a building, for a district, for a staff that all works together to meet the needs of all of our students, I think is also phenomenal.
That's great. So do you have anything? I know a lot of schools are doing parades or anything. Is there any way you get to see your kids outside of just the computer nowadays? Do you have any plans at the end of the year? It's coming up.
We haven't made any plans. I have done a few parent pickups of some materials, and so kids will stop by and wave through the window. I'll make sure that I'll be here, and I've also dropped a few things off at home, so I've been able to keep my 6 feet distance and say hello. But I think definitely when our restrictions have been lifted, I could foresee setting something up just to have that closure with my students face to face.
That's great. That's great. Well, Alexis, I see that you're excited. And what is your favorite thing that you're learning right now? What do you like the most? What subject are you really into?
I think she's muted.
Are you muted? Yeah, she is muted. There you go. Well, I know, I can just tell by the look in her face that she's enjoying this. And Mrs. Moore, I want to thank you again for writing the letter. And like I said, is there anything that you've really enjoyed? You mentioned some of the changes you've seen in your daughter in the letter, but what stands out the most to you?
You know, it's just really stressful the last several weeks as we were trying to adjust, you know, with full-time working. So we're really thankful that, you know, the district and especially Ms. Dolezal has been able to work with us so that Lexi can still succeed and continue to learn. And so far, so good. I'm learning a lot too.
Sure. And I want to mention that Grace Abbott Elementary is in the Millard School District. We get a lot of teachers nominated from your school district for our Teacher of the Week. So congratulations again, Mrs. Dolezal, because you've done a wonderful job. And I can see that your reward is already just in what you do. But we have a few rewards for you, and we're going to tell you about them right now. First of all, we've got some great sponsors. Brain Balance is the main sponsor of Teacher of the Week. And from Omaha Orthodontics, we've got a great gift package for you to keep your pretty smile bright and white. Also, Chocolaterie Stom in the Shadow Lake Town Center is giving you a $20 gift certificate to enjoy some delicious chocolates. And then Mathnasium of Papillion is giving you a dinner out. Once restaurants are reopened and that, you can go out and enjoy a nice dinner. And then our final award, I have it right here, our Star 104.5 Teacher of the Week Award. You're going to get this to put on your desk. If we were at the school, I'd have Alexis hand this to you, but it's right above her head. And this is for you, just to show, you know, that you're one of our teachers that we love and honor. And we're really glad we were able to do this virtual experience to honor you this year. So thanks for all you do.
Thank you. And thank you, Alexis and Ashley. I'm just was thrilled and surprised. So thank you.
Okay, we want Regal Awards for the award. And Mr. Shosi, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up here?
No, I just appreciate that your radio station takes the time to do this. And I feel like it's very sincere of your appreciation and your recognition. So, no, thank you.
Absolutely. We all have a favorite teacher. I know my fourth grade teacher was my favorite teacher, and I still remember to this day. Teachers make such a big impact, and we can't thank you enough. As I always say, you're our heroes, and thanks for all you do, and thanks for the letters. And hopefully you'll get some time to get with the students soon, and things will get back to a little more normal. But again, thanks for all you do, everybody, and thanks for coming out. And once again, our Star 104.5 Virtual Teacher of the Week presented by Brain Balance. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.